we have some brand new updated lore for Captain Titus. Actually, he's no longer a captain. It's Lieutenant Titus. He's now officially been downgraded in the official Warhammer 40,000 lore. This is all coming in the new booklet, which is attached to the new box game that is just released over in the US of A. It's over there for now. I'm sure it's going to come to the EU, the UK, other parts of the world. It's just exclusive to Target, I think. So if you're in the US of A, you can go out, you can buy it, you can get his model, some new gaunts and everything like that. But in today's video, I want to focus on that segment of lore and also discuss Space Marine 2 as well, because I think we're going to get something big towards the end of this month for Space Marine 2. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. I'm going to put the lore in the background as I read along in just a second. I just want to say apologies for my voice. Yes, I've lost it. I was at a 2v2 tournament this past weekend, and there was a lot of screaming, shouting, cheering, just going insane. So let's jump in and let's read this brand new lore segment. So it says, amongst the ranks of the Ultramarines, Lieutenant Titus has a reputation for decisive action and incredible warrior skill. He has fought countless battles in the Emperor's name and always emerged victorious despite seemingly impossible odds. From fighting against the brutish orcs on Forge World Greya to cutting a gory path through the Tyranid invasion swarms amidst the jungles of Kakadu and across the hive spires of Valrak, Titus has faced and defeated the foes of humanity wherever duty demands. His chainsword and heavy bolt pistol have claimed the lives of many humanity's monstrous foes. More than once, Titus has been forced to defend his reputation within the rank of his chapter, even being stripped of his rank as captain after accusations of supernatural corruption were leveled at him by the agents of the shadowy Inquisition. However, between his own mighty deeds and his patronage of the great Marius Calgar himself, Titus has risen once more to serve as a lieutenant in the Ultramarine 2nd Company and continues to fight the Emperor's foes wherever he encounters them. Now, straight away, the big things that stand out for me, of course, is Forge World Greya. That is where Space Marine 1 took place. We all remember that back in the day. It was one of the greatest purging games that we've ever bloody played. But next up is actually mentioning the Tyranid. And I think that the Tyranid, where it mentions the jungles of Kataku, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, by the way, and the hive spires of Valrak, is that technically Space Marine 2? Or am I getting that confused with something else? Now, I've searched these names, like Valrak and Kadakaku, or Kadaku. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. It's just the way my mind's working at the moment. And there's no lore in this at all. These are basically made up for this segment of the lore. I've tried to find something on it. There's something that's very, very similar to Kadaku, which is owned by like the banking clans or something in 40k, but it's not actually the actual name of that. It's something completely different. So this seems to be made up for a certain purpose, and I personally think that certain purpose is going to be Space Marine 2. I think it's detailing the actual planets that we may be fighting on in the coming game, or should I say the sequel to Space Marine 1, which is, of course, Space Marine 2, which is right now in production by Focus Entertainment and Saber Interactive. And the second really cool bit of lore that's mentioned in this little segment is Titus actually clashing heads. Now, I personally thought the only clashing heads that ever happened, and this is why he got demoted, was because of the Inquisition. I'm sure that's the main bit here, but it actually says, more than once Titus has been forced to defend his reputation within the rank of his chapter. So I'm sure he's clashed heads with other captains, maybe even higher authorities like chaplains, librarians, maybe even Calgar himself. It does mention that actually Calgar basically well, I say forgave him, but literally gave him like the pass and said, no, this guy can serve the Ultramarines one more time, which I think is a great bit of lore. Hopefully we'll get to see some epic characters like Calgar and Gilliman in these upcoming, well, I should say in this upcoming Space Marine 2 sequel. Even like Captain Takarius, well, he's not Captain anymore. He's the bodyguard, or one of the main bodyguards, if not the lead of the bodyguard, for Gilliman's Victrix guards, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me wrong, Ultramarine players. Ultramarine lore is not my best of knowledge, but you know what I'm saying. I want to see these awesome characters attached now to this sequel, because this sequel is actually set within the lore. Like Space Marine 1, it was kind of 50-50 if like the events that happen in that lore would actually affect the current lore. I think they've gone back now and said, yes, it is a part of the current 40k lore. And of course, Space Marine 2 is going to be part of the current 40k lore, because they did mention that in a PC Gamer article that they put out a couple of months back. And don't forget, we are officially now in August. It's August the 1st as I'm recording this video, as I'm going to publish this video. And at the end of this month is Gamescom. I have a big feeling that Space Marine 2 is going to be at this event. And I personally think, again, I haven't heard anything. This is just my take on this. I personally think this is going to be the event where we get to see some big announcements a part of that game. Maybe we'll get to see the multiplayer. Maybe we'll get to meet some new characters that are a part of the single player game. More trailers, more carnage, more everything. Space Marine 2 is said to come winter time. Winter. Now, winter runs from December all the way to February. So it's either going to be at the end of this year or early next year. So now is the best time to start slowly building up that hype. And where's better than Gamescom itself, where all the big computer games are going to be previewed and showed off to influencers, fans, and just everyone in between. Anyway, Chaprunios, that's enough waffling from me. As always, you got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below and we can have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. I'd love to get your thoughts on Titus as a whole, as a lieutenant. Is he going to be as much of a badass as before? What do you think the storyline, well, we know what the storyline's going to be. Nids are here, but is it going to be a deeper storyline? Yes, the chaos chaos is going to be a part of this game, and it's definitely Zinch related. So maybe Magnus, maybe Araman, I don't know. You know, there's some big character potential you could put in this game, and we can all get absolutely buzzing off it. Anyway, enough waffling. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.